Hi, and welcome to another episode of Salty Mechanics. Today I need to clear my mind a little bit and we need to pay the bills. So we have to do a little bit of work here on the marina. But first, I want you guys to join me way into nowhere. So let's just do that, but first we have to roll the intro. So let's do it. Okay. So, welcome to nowhere. Oh man, this is just so nice. I mean, to just get away from everything just for a little bit means so much. It's kind of funny when you're sitting in front of a fireplace, the way your mind is just wandering off. You know, and you can just reflect on life and your job and everything. And you can read books. Right now, I'm reading this one. It says, read this if you want to be YouTube famous. Of course I do. But according to this book, I'm not doing a lot of things right. Well, first of all, I should ask people to like and subscribe a lot more than I do. I'm not going to do that all the time, but according to this book, the algorithm cannot know who you are. If people don't like your videos, you'll be down in the swamp. And there's no way I'll be YouTube famous. What else? Yeah, it also says that I should speak my native language once in a while. Så da kan jeg gjøre det også innimellom. Snakke litt norsk til alle dere nordmenn. Jeg ser jo at det er omtrent 40% av seerne mine som er fra Norge. Så det er litt hyggelig da, å kommunisere på norsk med dere. Og hvis dere har lyst til å skrive noe i comment section, eller hva det heter på norsk, så kan dere det også, og jeg vil svare dere på norsk. Now, working as a boat mechanic in Norway is kind of crazy. I mean, you have to turn the switch on and off. I mean, you turn it on when the season begins and then you work hard all through the summer. And then around Christmas time, you can really, you know, you can have a few months actually where you can travel and do other things. And then when you get back, it's basically just to turn the switch on again. That's all that matters. And I'm working on that now. I'm working on turning that switch on, and it's a mental game because you have to get out of that mindset where you're actually supposed to take it easy, really. You're supposed to just, you know, take some time off, and if you work, then work shorter days and all that. You can get up a little bit later. And then now it's all about getting up around 6 o'clock in the morning and working 10, 11 hours for a couple of months at least, maybe 2-3 months, and then I can rest a little bit and then it's just on again. And Norwegian summers are crazy because everybody has just a small window where they can use the boat, you know, take their families out. Summer vacations are short, and the weather is kind of crazy, a lot of rain, and some summers are just perfect, everything is great, and then suddenly it's all rain. And when you have a small window to use your boat, you kind of want to. And if something is wrong, you gotta have mechanics around who can actually fix the boat. So I don't take any holiday during the summer months. I just work, and that's the way it should be. So, you know, if you want to become a mechanic and have a lot of fun, then a boat mechanic is, well, it could be a good trade, but it's a lot of work. All right, the fire is dying now, so I think it's time to go back to the workshop and do something that actually pays the bills. So thank you for joining me in this peaceful, very nice moment. And now I think it's time to go back to work. So let's do it. Alright, so one of the main things that we do this time of year is to make sure that every boat is ready before they go on the water. And I do have a long list of things I need to do. One of those things is to change impeller on a Yanmar engine. And it's not that easy to get to, so let's just do it. So here we are. This is the engine. All right, so the impeller pump is in here. Yes, right there. And you can see it's faced the other way, the lid and the impeller is in there, and it's faced the other way. So this installation makes it impossible for me to basically just change the impeller. So it's not like this on every boat, but once in a while I have to take the pump out. There is hardly any room to fit this tool where it needs to be. So whenever you want to remove the impeller from an impeller pump, you have to use a special tool so that you don't damage the sides here. You can easily do that if you use a screwdriver or something like that. Find the focus, yeah. So this is a tool that Tom made, and it's designed so that you can get into those really tight spaces. If you see there's a chance you can remove the impeller without actually removing the whole pump, which is actually the most common scenario, of course, but sometimes you have to actually remove the whole pump, like in this case. So I'm going to use his tool now because I couldn't find my own, and remove the impeller and take a look at it. So this is the impeller. It's made out of rubber and it's quite flexible. But if you give it enough time inside the pump, it's going to stiffen up and it's not going to do a very good job moving water up and through the system. And here you can see some damages to it as well. And this is just going to get worse, so I think it's a good idea to change this impeller. And you know, if you leave it in long enough, parts of the impeller will actually clog up the cooling system. So you don't want that. So yeah, let's change it. So when you order an impeller from Yanmar, you get this set, which is really nice. You have a manual here as well. Always use original spare parts. Well, that's true. So you get the O-ring for the pump, you get screws, which is really nice because very often they tend to break because they're so rusty and you don't want that. So that's very nice. And some lubricant and of course the impeller itself. So it's all about getting in there and actually making sure that the seal here in between the pump and the engine is where it's supposed to be. Oh, all right. That last bolt in there is really difficult to get to, so I'm gonna have to swear a little bit now. So I'm gonna turn the camera off and I'll get back to you guys. Okay. I'm still working on that last bolt. It's not giving anything for free, so I'm just sort of trying, and you know, I'm moving this tool every way I can just to sort of get a hold of the bolt, and I can move it just a little bit every time from every angle. So I know that Yanmar has made some changes, so all the new engines, they come with the impeller pump much better placed on the engine, so it's easier to get to. But on this model it's a little bit difficult, and when you put the engine down in a boat and in a tight engine room, it just makes everything worse. So, but I'm gonna do it, so a few more minutes and I should be home free. Okay. Alright guys, I'm sorry, but this episode is coming to an end. But before I go, I thought maybe I could read a little bit more from this fantastic book. Read this if you want to be YouTube famous. And it says here, don't post your first 15 videos. What on earth are they talking about now? Now, I can't really do anything right, and I'm not sure if I'm doing this right either. It says here, let me read. Seriously, you will thank me later. You think you change, but it's really just that you become yourself. When you sit down in front of your camera for the first time, it's awkward. The real you will come out later. I'm not sure when that's gonna happen. I know that I posted all my first videos. How many has it been now? 8, 9, something like that? Yeah, I posted them all. I can't understand how I'm gonna have time to make the videos, sit down and edit everything, and then not post anything. Another example here, this is actually some serious stuff though. Don't burn out. That's what it says. Yeah, I can't find the focus, but it doesn't matter. I can read it for you. Creative burnout is real. Some YouTubers feel they let everyone down if they take a break from making videos. But there is no shame in that. Of course not. It's a full-time job, and it's a full-time job. That's what it says. I'm not sure how I'm going to keep doing this if this is a full-time job. It doesn't feel like a full-time job. I mean, all I do is to fly the drone, I bring the camera around, I talk to you guys, and then I sit down and I edit the whole thing. And it doesn't really take that much time. But maybe they are talking about, you know, a scenario where you do this every day and you post videos every day. And that is not possible for me to do because I do have another full-time job. I'm sorry, the phone is ringing. My job now is to give you guys a great insight into what it's like to be a mechanic and what it's like to work here on the docks. And of course, the phone is still ringing. So that is my main objective, and I want you guys to like what I do, so I'm gonna try to continue making videos that you enjoy. But for now, I think I'm just gonna have to go home and relax and take it easy, and then I will see you next time. And like this book says, remember to like and subscribe. See you next time. All right, bye.